Well, hello there, everybody. It's Jamie here, and a very warm, nay, hot, steaming hot welcome to Travel Blog Jamie on this, our Monday night live. And look, we have the absolute pleasure, and I do mean that, of each other's company for the foreseeable, certainly an hour. You may wonder why I'm dressed up. Well, I don't know. I'm just cold. It's freezing cold in this country, in Basingstoke. It's been snowing, for goodness sake. Um, and I'm just a complete Scrooge. I don't want to put the heating on or anything. So I thought I'll wear my nice little jacket for you. I've seen in the comments, actually. Well, here come all the numbers. Look, I've seen in the comments some of you are in your smart PJs. Apparently, I didn't even know there was a thing as a smart PJ pajama. And also, I wanted to just say, sometimes I think a nice little sweater under a jacket is just as smart as those tuxes and bow ties and those things that strangulate you. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. I wonder what are these numbers. Oh, this is a countdown. I thought, Sarah Johnson, has she lost the plot? She's counting down for me. I did ask Don. You know what? There's actually a lag between you posting and it appearing. I think there's something like anywhere up to a minute's lag. So I'm really sorry, Sarah. I understand what you're doing now. You're doing a countdown for me, and I do appreciate that, my darling. I love you a lot for that. But listen, folks, I really do hope you are all groovy and well. Are you? Since we've got numbers appearing in the chat, why don't you rate your mood? 0 being you are hellish tonight, and look out, everybody. 10 being you're so fabulous, and you're almost on the camp scale, like I am, apparently. I'll come back to that later. Trolling Travel Blog Jamie. Give yourself a score just so I can see what kind of mood we're all in. If I had to score myself, I'd probably say 4. But I know you lot are going to really cheer me up, because you always do, and you make me laugh so much. Make sure you do. Oh my God, look at it. We're actually in quite good spirits tonight, folks. Oh my God, before I go any further, actually, this is really important. You're like, where's his drink? Don't worry. Tonight, though, I'm just on a shot of vodka, Grey Goose, with a little bit of citron. Last week I had so much to talk about, didn't I? And it's the same tonight. Actually, hold on to your hats or something else. Don't grab anything nearby, though. That's sticking up. Don't do that. I thought, rather than pretend to be drinking all night and looking like a complete lush and holding something here all night and not actually passing these delicate little lips of mine, I'm just going to take a shot right now. Anybody else out there got anything to drink? Neat vodka? Why not? It's a school night. I don't care. So cheers to you all, my darlings. Love you. You might need to give me a moment or so to recover from this. Neat vodka, it does burn. It burns as it goes down, doesn't it? Cheers. Love you. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Am I? Yeah, here we go. Oh, God. Well, that will make your eyes water. Yeah, cheers to you all. Oh, well, that's nice, actually. If Matthew's listening, can you bring me in another shot of vodka, please? That would be absolutely delightful, Matthew, just in case you're next door listening. But listen, before we get cracking, and oh my goodness, we have a lot to discuss tonight. I put a poll out on Instagram, actually, not long ago, asking whether I should remain angry for this. And the majority of people said, yes, be angry for your live tonight, Jamie. But I'm going to try and temper it a little bit for you. Of course, we need to discuss the fallout of my ambassador vlogs and, of course, my Maleth vlog, which went live yesterday and seems to be quite popular, since yesterday is my world record for number of views in one day and hours watched. I mean, I literally was looking at the stats thinking, holy macaroni, what's going on? People seem to want to know a little bit more about the fallout of Maleth. And also, we've had a response just today from P&O about our complaint. And I'm sure you'll want me to read that one out to you, won't you? Might not be quite as you expect. Before all that, of course, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to plead with you, please do give this video a cheeky little like, or indeed a thumbs up, depending on what you've got there. Thumbs, likes, anything will do. Fingers, I don't mind. I'm not fussy. Do subscribe. Oh my God, we passed 21,000 subscribers. When? Sunday, yesterday? Oh my God. And it's already gone up again significantly. Thank you so much. That's absolutely awesome. My target was 21,000 by the end of January, and we're already there. So thank you. I really do appreciate that. And don't forget to turn on those cheeky little notifications, because actually you will have reminders about when the vlogs are about to go live every Wednesday and every Saturday. And of course, we are doing these fabulous lives every Monday now, unless I'm on holiday. When I'm on my holidays, I'm not doing them because I don't trust IT. I don't even trust the IT here in my home, let alone in somebody else's. Do you remember when I went to the IBIS budget and it all went pear-shaped? God, I was cross that night. Good job I didn't actually go live in the end. But look, in today's Lollapalooza extravaganza, we have regular features. I know him so well. And Trolling Travel Blog Jamie. My year 11 students this week actually had a go at me and laughed at me. I'm like, why are you laughing at me? They were literally sat going, pointing at me. I'm like, why are you laughing at me? And they said, Mr. Robbins, nobody says trolling anymore. I'm like, what do they say? They said, hating, haters. I'm like, hang on a minute. That's very Taylor Swift, and I am not going Taylor Swift. So then they laughed at me again. So I'm sticking with Trolling Travel Blog Jamie. There's some good ones today. Also, I'm going to talk to you about what trips, bucket list trips I booked over the weekend. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And also there'll be a chance for you to hit me, literally, of course. Don't hit me, don't hurt me. I'm very fragile with all your questions, and I hope to do a better job at keeping up with them this week. Last week was chaos, was it not? Well, there were over 525 questions. Did I answer them all? Did I? Hell. I'm really sorry. Oh no, someone last week on a Facebook forum, I'm not even a member of this Facebook forum, folks. They posted how they thought I was very measured in my response about Maleth, but then they said to this, all the members of this forum, could you see how he changed though when he was reading all the comments coming through and he misjudged it? I'm like, lady, I didn't read any comments. I was too busy talking to the camera, so I got no idea what you're talking about. Isn't it really, really interesting and odd what some people assume about you when they're totally wrong? And I think you know me well enough, those of you who've been watching me for some time. I can stand my own ground. I'm not going to change because someone's angry with me. It ain't happening. So very interesting to read those comments. So I'm sorry I didn't keep up with you all. When I say later today questions, I'm going to try really, really hard. But let's kick things off with I know him so well. Hashtag. Now then, this is the part of the evening when we find out how well you know me. And today's question is, and I know you're going to say, oh, you've been hypocritical because I don't have least favorites, most favorites, but I do have actually one least favorite cruise ship of all time that I've ever sailed on. And I wonder if you know which it is. If you do, you're going to pop. Sorry, I'm laughing at some of your comments. I can't read them yet because you'll distract me and you'll make me laugh. Sean, you naughty, naughty boy, you. What is my least favorite cruise ship of all time? I do have a least favorite, okay? Pop your comments below, and you can't say cruise line, it's the cruise ship. Okay, you can say cruise line, but you won't get full marks for that, my darlings. No. But also bonus points and prestige. Why was it my least favorite cruise ship of all time? Those answers are Titanic. Come on now. We've got all sorts here: Marco Polo, Celebrity, MSC, Ambition, etc. I'm going to let you post those and I'll have a little peep in a minute and give you the answer. For now, it is time for trolling, hating, travel blog Jamie. Oh, gosh, I hope none of my students are watching this, but just in case they are, they'll be hidden somewhere. I know you don't want me to say trolling. I'm sorry. I'm still going to say it. Matthew, can you hear me, Matthew? Can you bring me some more vodka, please? Just a little bit. That'll be lovely. Right. So not actually much trolling / hating since last Monday, if I'm completely honest with you, but definite angst. And you would think I've literally physically tortured some of these people out there, my loves, or that I was forcing them to watch my vlogs second by second. You really would. So firstly, 4 people whose names shall go unmentioned, of course. I wouldn't want to upset anybody, would I now? I'm going to use a term I don't like very much, but I can't think of a better one. They literally weaponized my emotional state and my, I suppose, vulnerability that I showed in the ambassador blog after the passing of one of my beautiful little girls. And I showed you that because actually it did have an impact on my sociability, I suppose, on that cruise, or at least to start with. You know, I needed to explain why it was really important to me that I had a bit of space, and I didn't want to have to be forced into always sharing a table, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I think as I'm growing in confidence, I'm happier to show you the real me, whether you like the real me or not. That's what you're getting, you know. But I was not surprised, but there were 4 people who literally turned that around on me. And should I have shown myself in an emotional state? Well, maybe not, according to these people. One viewer said I quote, detracted from his enjoyment about the product, ambassador, and I should be more like Gary Bembridge, who, of course, is wonderful and does things his own way. But in case you haven't noticed, I'm not Gary Bembridge, and I'm not trying to be Gary Bembridge. We couldn't be any more different. Another quite simply called it cringe. Another said, this was really weird, folks. I bet you wouldn't have acted like that if your husband were around. What does that mean? I don't cry in front of Matthew? That's very odd. Or Matthew controls my emotional state. I think it says a lot about that person and how they live their life and maybe their relationships, although I doubt they actually have got a relationship. Oh, I shouldn't say that. And one told me maybe I should not have made the vlog because my emotions clearly clouded my judgment of the ship. And I quote, led to a dishonest review of Ambassador. Like, I can't detach my emotional state from what's actually happening, physically happening around me, that I'm filming for you and discussing. I think that's really insulting, isn't it? And again, I think that says a lot about people who perhaps are projecting an awful lot. Well, look, I've got 3 things to say about this, my darlings. Firstly, 4 of you are total meat sandwiches. Secondly, imagine using someone's grief and vulnerability against them. You must be deeply troubled individuals to do that. Thirdly, there's the door. Do one. I need to just clarify for anyone out there who is a bit of a hater / troll. You will not affect how I think or live ever. You really won't, and I will drag you across these lives every week. And also, next up, a lady I really upset her actually, because of my comments about sitting near to someone who had terrible BO on our Maleth 9-hour extravaganza flight. Now, she said to me, how disrespectful of you to identify the man sat next to you. His face even appears at one point. Well, lady, on my vlog, I actually say someone sat nearby, not next to me. So very well done for identifying and posting in public about the actual culprit. Clever girl, you. You are so bloody disrespectful in doing that, though. So look, those are the joys that I've read about this week. So not necessarily trolling, but also not altogether pleasant. We know these people are meat sandwiches, don't we? We all know that, my darlings. Keyboard warriors indeed. Anyway, back to I know him so well. Now, I did notice somebody did get the correct answer. Oh my gosh, yes, someone just said 179 likes, which is very nice, but 518 people watching at the moment. Come on, guys, give them a big. That's dodge, isn't it? Matthew, are you out there? Can you hear me? Matthew, I've run out of vodka. Grey Goose, please. Okay. So one of you did get the answer correct. My least favorite ship of all time is Marco Polo CMV. Did you get the reasons why? I wonder. Here's something I absolutely hate. The pool was not filled. It was a beautiful summer's day in August. It was scorcho. Leaving from Portsmouth, blue skies, no, not filled. Also, they told guests there would be no formal night on this short cruise for us to arrive and then say at the doors to the restaurant, you can't come in because it's formal night. And we're like, email. Well, it's formal night. But you said there was no formal night. And there ensued a lot of embarrassment. Also, I overheard the crew saying how much they hated these short cruises as well. Plus, there were things falling off bits and bobs here and there. It was, we made the most of it. We really did. But we did think, we're not going to be doing that cruise or that cruise line again. Oh my God, the door's opening. Is it Matthew? Look what he's brought me! Woohoo! Great Goose! And that's perfect timing, actually, folks. I'm not going to show you much. I'm going to pour it just a little bit. Oh, that might be a little bit too much. I'm going to have one more. That's it. Okay. Thank you, Matthew. That's really kind of you. I'm looked after well, aren't I? Although I have cooked him homemade food for the last 3 nights running. I'm going to say cheers one more time, and I promise I'll be off the voddy. Oh, I need to take my jacket off now. That's warming me up. That'll warm up the cockles of your heart, won't it? Why are they called cockles of the heart? Anyway, right. I am absolutely ready for you. Oh, I forgot to say also on CMV, there was a conga line for the muster. It took 45 minutes. Plus, they actually ran out of food at the buffet when I went for my lunch and said, we've run out of food. And I said, oh, could you get some more? I haven't had my lunch. They said, no, they've run out of food. You have to wait till dinner time. I have to be honest with you, I've never experienced anything quite like that before. All right, before your questions, exciting. I have booked 2 bucket list trips. One is the very beginning of March. I am going to be flying off to Bali and spending a week in Ubud, doing all sorts of fabulous cultural things, going to the monkey forest, seeing temples, waterfalls. I might do some whitewater rafting. It's going to be tiring and awesome. It's also going to be the furthest I've ever flown. So I am excited. I've got a lot of research to do about that. If you've got any recommendations, if you've been there, I would love to hear. The other trip that I've booked is a transatlantic on Cunard's Queen Mary 2. I have sailed on Queen Mary 2 before, although a short cruise. I'm going to be sailing westbound from smelly old Southampton to narcissistic New York and spending a couple of days there as well before flying home. Not with Maleth, no, with Virgin. Thank you, Jesus, for that. And do you know what I'm looking forward to on this cruise, this transatlantic? I'm really looking for, sorry, I'm just getting up the email from Pino's because that's obviously something you want to hear about. I'm looking forward to just doing almost nothing all week and a chance to just reset, There are some lovely people, I believe, who are going to be on board. Melissa, are you here? Melissa from America. I think Melissa's from Ohio, from memory. She's going to be on board with her wife, and I can't believe it. That's just fab. And other people I know as well have said since, oh, we're going to be on that same cruise. So I am looking. Who is Gary Bembridge? I mean, I think he's the most popular cruise vlogger on the planet. So he's very well known. He's much more well known than I am. So I can't wait for those 2 trips, both bucket lists for me, folks. And so Bali is the beginning of March. It's not even that far off, is it? And Queen Mary is June on my birthday week. Or Melissa, if you're in the house, it's my birthday weekend on board Queen Mary 2. Okay, I'll tell you my cabin number. I want drinks. I want nibbles. No cake, please, unless it's low sugar. Okay. Just putting in the order now for your birthday's on the 20th of June, by the way. Just and I know someone said to me, is it your big birthday this year? And I thought, what do you mean? 30, my darlings, 30? They said no, 50. How very dare you? 50. Who, dear? Me, dear? No, dear. Next year, I think. I'll need some therapy and your help before that. So look, 2 very exciting things coming up. Also, Matthew and I are 13 days now until we head to the Hairy Canaries for our Canary Island cruise plus Madeira. Now, we are slightly conflicted. We have 3 P&O cruises on the horizon, all paid for. If we were to cancel, we would lose pretty much all our money. And you know, at the moment, I've got some issues with P&O. And I just want to share with you something. So first of all, you'll be aware after a horrendous 16-hour delay trying to get back from Antigua to London in time for New Year's Eve, which we failed on. Okay, we got back half an hour before midnight. That's something. But I missed my beautiful Southern Indian restaurant, booked at 6 p.m. and they wondered what had happened to us. They were phoning and everything. They couldn't get through to us because no Wi-Fi. They were very upset. I've made it up to them since, don't you worry. I ordered the entire menu at the weekend. We submitted our compensation claim to Maleth. That's exactly what you're supposed to do should you wish to when you are delayed by a certain number of hours. 16 hours is quite a lot. Thank you, Melissa. I can count on that. That's fabulous. Thank you so much. But the other side of this, of course, is that P&O basically seemingly made up a departure time for our flight, 4:40 a.m. they said, even though not any other platform, aviation platform, anywhere on the planet suggested we would leave at that time. In fact, they all suggested we wouldn't leave till at least 7 a.m. the next day. So when I spoke to reception and the flight manager, etc., about this, they were like, no, the office, as I said to you last week, the office have said it's 4:40. And I said, I want to know who's in the office. I want to talk to the office. They couldn't arrange that for me. They just couldn't. And that would have been fun, wouldn't it? I would have loved to have told that story. We were taken to the airport. We arrived. We were one of the first groups to arrive at exactly 3 or 4 minutes past 1 in the morning. We didn't fly until 10:15 in the morning. And our departure time wasn't on the board. It was nowhere. I mean, we didn't even know if we were going to have a flight to get on. We just didn't know. So we were essentially left at an airport for the entire night. We do believe P&O knew there was no plane taken off at 4:40, especially as the crew had to have their rest time, and the calculations we all made were we wouldn't be able to take off probably till about 7 at the earliest. And it just so happened some of the cabin crew didn't even come through the airport until 5:30 in the morning. So we spoke to some of the cabin crew on board, and they were like, no, we couldn't have taken off then because of our rest time. I'm like, that's exactly what we've been saying. But P&O have said, no, absolutely, you will take off at 4:40 a.m. So we have an issue of being all of us left at that airport. Some people with all sorts of particular needs as well. Obviously, young children there, me just grumpy. Minimal facilities, freezing cold airport. It was... the aircon was on just full blast all night. It was very, very, very uncomfortable, and everyone was pretty much sleep deprived. And then, of course, we had the flight on top of that after the 16-hour delay and being left overnight. With also nothing from P&O, by the way, like they said, well, you can't take drinks through when you've gone through immigration and security. Right, so what do we drink? 9 hours they left us. So our main issue, we're not very happy with Maleth. You know that. We've been there, we've done that, and I feel for the crew massively. We're very unhappy with the way P&O have handled all of this. Absolutely horrendous. Now, they're burying their heads in the sand about this. They have not once mentioned that horrific night and the fact they took us to the airport when they shouldn't have. They could have, for example, put aside the theatre or the club lounge for us. And we could have stayed there, you know. They could have brought in some blankets, just some water, I don't know, some juice, some nibbles, crisps, some chocolate, whatever, you know, just something very small, which I think would have gone down really well with people, and not taken us to the airport until an appropriate time. However, that's exactly what they did. They left us there. I'm not sure I understand your question, Kim. Maleth only having one plane, they've got a fleet, a small fleet. So yeah, they told Porky Pies to us, and they have never once addressed this with all the customers who have been questioning them. So Matthew and I sent them a formal complaint about this, and at the top of the heading, it says, for the avoidance of doubt, this complaint relates solely to P&O Cruises failing in its obligations to passengers in such situations and neglecting its duty of care. We made it very clear this was not about Maleth or compensation for our delay. So here's the response today. You ready for this? Thank you for your email. I am pleased to hear you recently joined us on board Avia. You're welcome. We enjoyed our cruise. First vlog is out on Wednesday about the Caribbean cruise. I am sorry to learn that flight delays impacted your flights. Although we chartered your flight with our new charter partner, Maleth Aero, as if we didn't know that, operations of this airline and airport are unfortunately out of our control. But you took us there and put us there. With this in mind, P&O Cruises is not able to handle your flight delay contact directly. However, I can recommend that you contact Maleth Aero directly by clicking on the following link and completing the flight delay claim form. Should you wish to contact Maleth Aero directly, please be advised the email address is etc. I'm sorry for any disappointment this may cause, but we appreciate you taking the time to contact us. We do hope, despite the flight delay on your return home, actually there's a flight delay on the way out, but hey ho, you were able to have a wonderful holiday on board Avia and made some amazing memories. Kind regards, Lisa, guest support representative. So what they basically did is, and other people have had this exact same email. I do get there'll be an element of copy and paste. They didn't actually read our complaint because it wasn't about the flight delay at all. They've just sent this to us without reading our complaint at all, because we have many points we expect them to comment upon. Now that is shocking. Absolutely. You know what? Matthew and I know we're not going to P&O for compensation about the flight delay. Of course, we know that. It's Maleth. That's all done and dusted. However, we want to hear back from them why they took certain poor decisions that night. That's what we want. We're not after compensation. We want an explanation and an apology and assurances it won't happen to anybody else. And they just didn't read it, folks. Some people have said, what do you expect? I expect more. I expect P&O to read the letter carefully and address the points. It's a letter of complaint. It's gone to the correct department. That's your job, those people in that department, to read our letter and respond appropriately, not copy and paste something you've sent to people asking for compensation for a flight delay. You have got this massively wrong. I'm fuming, Absolutely. And it really does put me in a difficult position. I feel very conflicted. I think at the moment, Matthew and I have decided we will see out our cruises with them, and we won't book any more with P&O unless they do something about this. Now, over on Twitter/X today, I did post this, and people were clearly very agitated by my post. I don't mean against me. I mean against what P&O has done. And P&O very quickly picked up on this thread that felt like it was spiraling somewhat, and asked me to message them, which I did. And I'm thinking, why do I have to message you? Why don't you message me? We've already been in contact with you. But actually, the representative, lovely lady called Claire, she was very calm, very measured. I liked that approach. That's the approach I try to take, even though some of you didn't appreciate that last week and felt I should have been angrier. I don't know that that will get me very far, folks. However, she was very good, and she said, I can see your complaint on file. Please let me investigate this further, and that she'll be in touch tomorrow. So I'm really sorry I don't have more information for you than that. You can probably imagine this is going to carry on for some time. And I want to assure you that I, Matthew, will not let this drop, because this should not happen again to anybody. And I want an acknowledgement from them and an apology that it shouldn't have happened and it won't happen again. That's all I want. The fact that they're saying nothing about it anywhere, to me, makes it feel like perhaps they've had to take legal advice and they have to be incredibly careful. And I don't know what you think about that, but that has guilt written all over it to me. It really does. And did they just send us that stock email today because some people, you'll know this, after a number of weeks of this kind of pursuing, give up? They do, don't they? I think I've given up with things like that before, thinking it's not worth the hassle. I'm not giving up. I am not giving up with this. I expect an acknowledgement and an explanation, and I'm blimmin' well going to get one, I can tell you. In the meantime, Matthew has put the case together and sent to ABTA. So I'm going to keep you up to date. You know I will. Absolutely will keep you up to date on what happens next. But it's not good enough. It's not. And I can tell you now, Matthew is fuming. And, you know, if they don't get back to us with something satisfactory, that'll be the end. We won't be traveling with them anymore. And I think that's really sad, because we've had some great cruises with P&O over the years. We really have. They are good value. We had a great time in the Caribbean on board Arvia. We loved Arvia in the Mediterranean as well last Easter. We normally have decent cruises with them and enjoy ourselves. We love the crew. We love the vibe on board. The captains are just awesome. And I will say now, actually, I have brought so much custom to P&O over the years. Like, you had better respond on behalf of everybody on that flight. You really had. So there you go. I think I managed to not get too angry. Maybe that's disappointing some of you. I know some of you don't like it when I'm measured, but as I said, I don't think screaming and shouting necessarily gets you very far, does it? Right. All of that out of my system. Gosh, I can chat, can't I? I'm feeling like I should have some more vodka, but it is a school night. What time is it? Bugger it. Oh, excuse my French. Just one more. Right. My darlings, you have been typing furiously. And I'm ready for you. Go on, hit me with your questions. I'm not going to scroll up because I will lose the thread and will to live. Please do give this a little like and a thumbs up if you can, though, folks. There are over 600 of you on here right now. Oh my God, last week, can I just say thank you so much for being here and your support. I've never had a live watch by so many of you. Whether you watched on catch up or on the night, in the end, so far, there's over 10,000 of you who've watched that live since last week. God bless you all. And nearly 1,000 likes. And look, we're only on 254. Right. Someone asked earlier, how on earth do you go on so many trips? I've got a vlog on that. So I essentially went very part-time as a teacher. Yeah, one more for the road. Damn right. Kim, there's still a tiny bit left, actually, my darling. You want to share it with me? I went very part-time as a teacher, and in my contract, I don't work every 2 to 3 weeks. That's how I travel so much. And I'm hoping the message is getting through now that vlogging is my main career job. Hopefully that message is getting through. I feel like I answered this question quite a lot. So there you go. That's how I do it. Okay. Someone has Sisters on the Sea has, oh yes, we love Wesley Dunlop. That's where I'm at now with my questions. Sisters on the Sea, we have a Maleth flight coming up. Very nervous. I don't think you need to be nervous about the flight necessarily. I know some people have been talking about safety and so on. I have to still disagree with some of those people, and I'm sorry, I know they disagreed with me last week, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree. I really don't think captain or the crew would fly on a plane they felt was unsafe. And some of the comments being made, I read them yesterday, and I wish I hadn't, on one of these groups, about what happened, what was wrong with the plane I was on. Actually, some of it is not true. Some of it partly true. Other aspects, no. And that's what I said last week about hysteria, when I know I offended some people by saying that who were on the plane. But I'm sorry, I stand by that completely. And also to the lady who messaged me publicly on YouTube saying she wanted to assure everyone that only I and Matthew got an extra drink on our flight because we're vloggers is absolutely unfounded. This person was sitting 3 rows from us, apparently, and I'm gobsmacked they didn't see the line of people down the aisle collecting alcohol from the front, or the lady in the other aisle. She was lovely, by the way. She was having a lovely time, literally with a glass being topped up with red wine every few minutes. It's unfounded and unfair to say that we were given special treatment on that flight. No. Can you imagine if they started giving me and Matthew extra alcohol, and no one else? I don't know why other people or this lady in particular felt that was the case, or didn't see the hordes of people getting alcohol. It wasn't the case at all. Actually, I had 2 drinks, one with my meal, and then I had a vodka later. That was it. Other people were having multiple. Okay. However, I know on our way back that wasn't the case, and I know on other flights people have had 1 drink with their meal. I just wanted to clarify that. It really does annoy me when people want to assure everyone when actually you're wrong. Okay, that's actually quite irritating. Sorry. So Sisters on the Sea, I think the only thing I would be nervous about are delays. Okay, if you can get your head around a possible delay and make sure you've got all your devices charged up, you've got some power banks, nibbles, drinks, etc. I think you'll be fine. And actually, one of the planes, the configuration that we came back on, actually was very reasonable, with better legroom and lots of seats for 2. We felt that was a much more comfortable flight, actually. Still not as good as other budget long-haul airlines, but it was more comfortable. So you'll be fine, okay? Just be aware you might have some delays, and I'm sorry about that. Okay, Graham Smith, good man, will watch of interest. Thank you, Diane. When are you working with Fred Olsen? Oh, I've just written an article for a magazine about Fred Olsen, actually, which I'll share with you. I think it's out in February. I'm hoping to work, and I don't have partnerships with many cruise lines. I have a lovely rapport with the team from Fred Olsen. They've always been super kind to me. But then they're super kind to all the passengers on board. You know, they're just beautiful. I'm really hoping we will work together in the summer. And if we do, obviously that will be #ad. Okay. But I'll keep you up to date. At the moment, I've only published what I'm doing between now and June. There is a lot more on the horizon. Have you ever been on Sky Princess? Yes, Josh, I have. So have a look Travel Blog Jamie, Sky Princess. You'll see lots of vlogs about that. My opinion of the ship and the crew. The layout of the Royal class ships is not my favorite, but that's just a personal thing. I find the bars to be quite busy as well, at least when we've been on board. And there were times when I wasn't able to get seats. That kind of thing is a little bit of a pet hate for me. But, you know, the crew, very nice, very friendly indeed. And I've heard increasingly good things about Princess. So I'm hoping to be back on Princess this summer, actually. There are 3 cruises I've got to choose from at the moment, and I am whittling it down. So I will be back with them. Definitely. Most people I know love Sky Princess. I think I've just been in the minority where I've had a few little niggles, but I'll be going back to Princess, definitely. And with the P&O issues, I think actually, yeah, give other cruise lines chances, another chance as well. I'm quite happy to. I'll give P&O another chance as well if they put things right. Who enjoys cruising more? You or Matthew asks. Exhausted dish or exhausted-ish. Oh God, aren't we all, my darling? Matthew's listening to this. I think I probably enjoy cruising a little bit more than Matthew, and maybe he could comment to say whether he agrees or not. Although Matthew has got some very good plans for our Canaries cruise on Azura in a couple of weeks' time, and I think he's kind of looking forward to many aspects of it. It doesn't sit well with us though what's happened more recently, but at the same time we don't want to be losing thousands of pounds over the next few months for our cruises. Kim said one more for the road. Damn it, Kim, I haven't got much left, to be honest. You said that just now when I had one, didn't you? Okay, I'm just gonna have one more. Okay, they're only tiny wasp's breath, my darlings. Don't you think you need to be worried about me or anything? Also, it helps me sleep. Cheers. Oh. All right. George, Maleth P&O experience was interesting. I was aware of issues with Maleth when I tried to book a Caribbean cruise. And when I discussed this directly with P&O sales, I was told Maleth Hobson's. I'm not sure I understand that. It's not the same level of in-flight service as on some of the other flights going to Barbados. It's just not. Sorry. Cheers, wine and Pringles. Frenchie. Hi, Frenchie. Stacey. Who looks after the baby rats? We have fabulous rat sitters. And oh my God, the babies love them. Sometimes my main rat sitter will sometimes come with their other half friends. I'm like, as many people as you want. They spend literally hours and hours here every day, which is just amazing. And they send us literally thousands of pictures as well when we're away. I think actually the babies miss them incredibly when they're not here. When me and Matthew come back, like, not those two again. Always pestering us. They just have such a beautiful bond. And I think the girls and boys, when the rat sitter comes in, they can sense the sort of change in the air and the scent of that person, and they get super excited. It's so lovely. And they sit on their heads as well. They don't sit on our heads, but they'll sit on their heads. So they're looked after super well, and we appreciate having people like that around in our lives. What's your aim for subscription numbers this year? Oh, that's a really good question. AIT Direct. That is a direct question. I haven't got one. That's terrible, isn't it? I want to get to 30,000, but last year I was way out with my estimate and aim. I was hoping to be at around 15,000 by the end of December, and I obviously reached 20,000, and I'm already on 21. I don't know. My aim is not necessarily about numbers of subscribers, although it is important. I do like it. I like to know that people are happy and enjoying most of the vlogs. I think what's most important to me is that you get something from the vlogs, you enjoy them, and you get to learn a little bit about me. I'm not Gary Bembridge. I know that person wants me to present facts and not give anything of myself away, but I'm sorry. As I said to them, you're watching the wrong vlogger. There's plenty out there for you. I'm not for you. I didn't hear back from them. But that's what I do now, isn't it? You know, I used to just film what I could see with music background and a few labels. That was before I was vlogging properly. When I say proper vlogging, I mean I narrate, but you get a little bit of me thrown in as well, or quite a lot of me thrown in at times, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, I'm good with that. You don't have to watch. No one has to watch. You know, I'm not forcing anyone, am I? So my goals are to have a ball, bring you along on the journey, hope that you enjoy the journey with me. And the day you stop and don't enjoy it, I'll probably stop as well. Does that make sense? Is that an aim? Is that an aim? I'd like to get to 30,000 subscribers by the summer, okay? If I'm honest with you. That's quite a push, but who knows? Who knows? Claire, you've been such a good customer to Pinot over the years. Their treatment of you both is shocking. I hope they resolve it to your satisfaction. We usually love Pinot too. Such a shame what happened. It is, and it's a shame for everybody as well. I'm not expecting different treatment from them or a faster response, but I certainly would want them to respond to our queries and concerns and not just give us a rubbishy old copy and paste job, not even realizing we've not asked about compensation. Davy boy, the new Cunard Queen Anne looks nice. Not been with Cunard. Would you recommend them? I love them. I love them. I love them. Most people who are unsure about Cunard might say a bit formal for me, as in them and me. And I would say the only thing I would say about that is on Cunard, generally I feel that it kind of makes sense to dress up. It feels quite special and luxurious. And it just works. Whereas, and please don't take this the wrong way, on Morella, you know, dress codes and dressing up and formalities, I feel is a little bit lost on me. I like Morella because it is generally less formal and more casual. I love that about it, you know. So it's a bit more incongruent, in my view, on a cruise line like Morella. Whereas on Cunard, that's what it's about. You know, and your environment actually, I think, correlates with that as well. So I don't mind it. Love Cunard. I love the service. Love the ships. Can't wait to see a transatlantic. Oh, and Melissa's on board. Melissa, you better line those drinks up. Oh, God, that could make for an interesting night out with Melissa. She's absolutely bonkers if you don't know her. And Queen Anne will be on as well later in the summer. Steve Allen, Aurora, Northern Spain, France, April 1st. Sunny weather, warm. You never know. I was just going to say, you never know with P&O. You never know at that time of year around that area. We sailed that journey in Easter, and it was fab. We had beautiful weather pretty much all the way there, all the way through the Med and back again, included in northern Spain. But it's very variable at that time of year. Okay. I don't think we're going on that trip because of the weather necessarily. There are ports that I love Spain. You know, I used to live in Spain, right? And I love Aurora. I'm hoping that she is still as beautiful as ever. Right, I'll scroll too far, my darlings. You're going to kill me, aren't you? There's so many questions. Will you be going with Matthew on any Virgin voyages in the near future? Ask Kay Speedling. No. I've done Virgin voyages. I love Virgin voyages. Matthew's at his limit for leave this year. So that's it. I was tempted to go on a Virgin Voyages cruise from Portsmouth towards the end of the summer. There are a lot of vloggers going on it, and I decided to let all the vloggers go and do all the filming and enjoy themselves, and I'll be on Queen Anne instead. Okay, but I do love Virgin Voyages. They're up there in some of my best ships and cruises. I can't read that one. Rocksteady Eddie. Wow, Eddie, you sound like a goer. I just want to say thank you for the info on TUI flights to Melbourne, Florida. You're welcome. I think I was one of the first people to fly into Melbourne, Florida, long haul. Smellboat 8 Smell boat. I don't smell. Well said, Jamie. Whatever I said, well, thank you. I'm sure I said it really well. Travel with Thompsons. We've booked a GF balcony on Arvia and tempted to pick the upgrade to Superior Deluxe. For me, Superior Deluxe ain't worth the extra hundreds. It's just it's like that much more space in length. You know, if you like a little bit extra length, go for it. For us, it ain't worth that extra length. But a conservatory mini suite, that I would be interested in if the price were right. Kate Smith. Hi, Kate. A quick hello from Oz. Hi. I can't stay as I have to get ready for work. I'm sorry. Enjoy your next cruise. I hope your next flight is much better. Oh, geez, Kate, so do we. We are actually a bit worried about it. At least it's a 4-hour flight. George. So I left it instead. I would flight separately and was told same price, no reduction for paying. Yeah, it would be the same price. They're not going to reduce your fare at the moment at all. This is the thing that's annoyed me about P&O as well. What they could have done is given people the option to only pay for the cruise, opt out of the flight, book their own independently, and then it's our responsibility, not P&O's, or transfer their cruise without having to pay extra, but they won't have any of it. You know, I just think how short-sighted is the management at P&O at the moment. It just beggars belief. I know they're running a business. I know they're trying to make money, but I think they are hemorrhaging customers. From what I've seen online in the last week, even just people responding to me, the number of people saying we won't sail with them, we are cancelling, we're never going to do Caribbean cruise with them whilst they use Maleth. I've never seen such a backlash, if I'm honest with you. And I think it is hugely short-sighted on their part. What do I know? I don't run a cruise company. I'm sure it's much more complex than that. Wendy, have you been on Fred Olsen Balmoral? No, but Balmoral is the ship I want to sail on this summer to Iceland from Rosyth. That's what I want to do. That's what I really want to do. Anybody from Fred Olsen listening? That's what I really want to do. She looks beautiful, traditional, but fabulous dining options and fabulous crew and good spacious cabins as well. Adventure Spoons. Question. We've never cruised P&O before, always Royal Caribbean, and are sailing on Iona during half term. Oh, like me. Where would you recommend to try eating during our week cruise? Oh, on Iona? Well, I can tell you what I'm doing. I always go to the beach house for the first night. It's much quieter, and I don't like all of the... On any given cruise, and especially P&O at the moment, because they don't have as many repeat customers as they used to, wonder why, a lot of newbies on board, and they just go straight to the main dining room. I feel like it can be sometimes a little bit chaotic on the first night. So I always go to the beach house. Love it. Love the food there. But I definitely would recommend Sindhu if you want to do some specialty dining. The Olive Grove as well. Lovely Mediterranean food. The Epicurean for a special evening is about £24 per person to go there. It's probably the most expensive specialty dining on P&O. Oh, and also Keel and Cow. I love the Keel and Cow. It's a bit more informal. You just pay for the dishes you want. I don't really think you can go wrong on Iona with dining options. I've got to be honest with you. There's lots that's included in your cruise fare, but they have some great specialty venues on board. You see, I'm talking about the things I love about P&O and how sad that management are making such terrible decisions right now. Just booked on Arvia next Christmas. Booking says TUI. But wondering if this is like, well, I don't know which airport you're flying from. If you're flying from Birmingham, it should be a TUI flight. I think it's just Manchester and London Gatwick that are Maleth at the moment anyway. You know, as I've said, we really enjoyed our Caribbean cruise. I've got fabulous memories of it, and just editing the vlog today, not long before I came on here to speak to you gorgeous people, I was full of smiles watching some of that back. Oh, poor Matthew. On Christmas Day, when we're going back to the cabin and I'm doing my little summary of the day and I'm about to say goodnight, I hear this. I'm like, he's let me leave that in. What a good sport, eh? That made me laugh. I was literally editing that before. Oh, that means I've nearly got to the end of editing part 1, doesn't it? If I'm at the end of Christmas Day, that's part 1 nearly done. I'm ready for you gorgeous people for Wednesday. Chloe, how much do you make from YouTube? Oh, Chloe, I'm not telling you how much money I earn. I'm sorry. Who does that? Would you all like to tell me how much money you earn, please? Exactly how much you earn? No. No. It's my main job, okay? It pays the bills, all right? But I'm not telling you exactly how much money I earn. Ruben, saw you on board in May, but too nervous to say hi. Ruben, why? I'm like a little pussycat. Who was the captain during your cruise on Avia? Paul Brown. Aquarium obsession. Ooh, feisty one you are. What, me? Who did? Me did. Oh dear, not feisty. In the voice of Will from the In-Betweeners, Yoda style. Interesting. Ariane Brunt, hope P&O changed back to that sometime. Yeah, me too. Darren England, with you on the way for P&O issues, Jamie and Matthew, you only have reported the facts in a calm manner. If they do not resolve the issue with you guys directly, they are fools. I would be very disappointed if they don't try and resolve it with us all. Jude's Hangout, you and Matthew are so funny. I love watching you. Well, Jude's Hangout, I bloody love you too, just so you know. Pauline, sad people must have a very boring life. I don't think Pauline is talking about me and Matthew. Percy with a big P. Unfortunately, cruise lines that don't also have air transport for our cruises are always going to be controlled by the companies that they need to charter from. It's always going to be difficult. Yeah, they've never used Maleth before, though, Percy, up until this year because of issues with TUI. They knew about it back in March, and they could have given us all opportunities to book independently. In fact, there were still seats available on BA and Virgin, even the day before our flight. Give people the option. That's what I'm saying. And let them, I don't know, change their booking if they want to. But some people literally lost thousands of pounds because of this. John, have only done P&O, but all from Southampton. First flight cruise September with Azura. Okay, so that September, is that Harry Canaries or is that Mediterranean? Either way, not too bad in terms of flight time. Case Beeling, we were delayed 12 hours out of Miami for weather. Flight crew and pilot hours timing. It propelled us to upgrade to Delta Sky Club access. At least we can use showers there, bathrooms and food. Yeah, great idea. Unfortunately, at Antigua airport overnight, there was nothing. Oh, that's false. There was a toilet. Diane, Fred Olson are amazing. They are. Carl, can you get food when you embark on your cruise? Yeah, of course you can. Not all the eateries are open, Carl, but there'll be enough for you to graze. Not a problem. Poppy, your hair looks great. Oh, you look great. Not as jet lagged. Do I really? Oh my goodness. I did have a little trim. I cut my own hair, you see, my darlings. That's why it looks weird normally. I can't go to, I've told you this before, I cannot go to a hairdresser. That mirror thing in front of you, I can't be doing that. Oh, no. And someone creeping up behind you like a dog at a disco as well with scissors. It ain't working for me. I just think it's all wrong. But thank you, Poppy. That's very kind of you. Millie booked a cruise with Fred Olson in October to see the Northern Lights. How amazing. And on Balmoral. Looking forward to sailing from Newcastle. Oh, yeah, and of course, I forgot Fred sailed from Newcastle as well. Awesome. Hope you enjoy. Let us know how you get on. Keep those likes and thumbs up coming, please. Carol, I hope you and everyone on that flight get answers. Me too, my darling. Cruising with Molly. Buffets open on Iona Cole. Thank you. Hazel, love Sky Princess. There you go. I told you. Kate Smith, you will love. Queen Mary too. I already do. I've sailed on her before. Princess is great. Good. I'm glad. Cruise with Chris has retracted a message. We don't do that here. We are amongst friends. John Brewster, what was your favourite bar on Avia? We love the Crow's Nest. I love the Crow's Nest. The guys behind the bar were great. We love the Crow's Nest on Avia and Iona. Actually, any P&O ship that's got a Crow's Nest. What other bar? Oh, I like the glass house actually. It doesn't look anything special. It's around the atrium, so you've got good views, good vantage point, and good people watching spot. But every time we go to the glass house, we get served really quickly. Um, and that, in my book, is a massive win. We quite like the Amber Lounge as well, at the foot of the atrium. It's a nice feel there. They've got some different cocktails as well, which we always appreciate. Keep those likes and thumbs up coming, please. I would appreciate it. Cruising Gaze, love Sky Princess, but perhaps we're biased. Getting married or got married by any chance on Sky Princess? That might give you a very different perspective, and I'm glad you love it. Cruise with Chris, would you do a world cruise, and which cruise line? Yes, I would, but probably not for some time. There's no way Matthew would get that amount of leave either, so I can't imagine that's going to happen in the near future. Which line? Not Ambassador. I wouldn't mind doing Fred Olsen on that kind of cruise because it's so relaxed and their excursions are awesome. They just have something a little bit different. Some of their ports are more interesting, shall we say, with the smaller ships. That would be quite cool. Rocksteady Eddie, Jamie's wanting to say big thank you for all the info on TUI flights. We've been there. This is like deja vu. Kim is having one more. One more what, Kim, you cheeky little minx? Lynn, hi, we're going on Sky Princess April. First time Princess. I'm sure you'll love it. Have a great time. I do like the adults only pool, by the way. That's always a bonus for me. Mazza W, would you ever do a vlog on your vlogging equipment? No, because I just use my phone. I've said this before. I don't use any equipment. I've been approached by other vloggers before on actual cruise ships. Oh, you are a loud train, telling me what to buy and I should do this, that, and the other. No. I use my iPhone 13. I do all the filming on that. I do all the editing on that via iMovie. I do all the voiceovers on it. Matthew makes the music. I download that on my phone. I upload everything from, I do my thumbnails on Canva on my phone, and then I upload everything from my phone to YouTube. I don't have equipment. Okay, so I'm really sorry. I know that's going to disappoint you. And what a compliment to think that you think I might actually own equipment and that I would even know how to use it. I'm terrible with IT. Matthew would absolutely concur with me. I'm terrible. So I'm really sorry. How do you film? Well, look, how I film and edit, that is, I have done vlogs on that, but I'm sorry, that's for my patrons only. I do behind the scenes videos for my patrons every fortnight, although I'm just slightly behind schedule. And I wouldn't want to make that public because that's exactly what they pay for, you know. However, I hope I put your mind at rest with the equipment question and answer. It's my iPhone 13. That's it. Steve, Azura, beautiful ship. I like Azura. I haven't been on Azura for some time. Keith, how was your curry tonight? Oh, Keith, my curry was banging, my love. It was. I made a fiery Goan chicken curry. You know me, don't you? I love chili, chili, chili. More chili, the better. Give me chili everywhere, all over me. And it was good. Matthew was very happy with the curry, very pleased. And by the way, I tend to not have my curry with rice. I like it with like it with fries, with chips. Sorry, I know that you're going to say, oh my God, that's fantastic, Jamie. I love it. Sarah, Mafu, Jamie's run out of vodka. Oh my God, am I that far behind? I finished the vodka. Thank you, though, Sarah, for thinking of me. That's really kind of you. Don't forget to keep those likes coming in. David Webb, I thought pillow spray helped you sleep, or is it vodka spray? Oh, David, you cheeky little thing. Actually, Matthew bought me a really nice pillow spray from Marks and Spencer for Christmas. It's really good. And he's bought me one of these little roll-ons for your wrists and your pressure points as well. So I'm doing that every night now. That'll be in my next vlog. Lovely. Love it, love it, love it. It does help calm me down. Cheryl, if P&O booked the flights for a fly cruise, surely the contract is P&O and Maleth. Yes, you're correct, Cheryl. And yet they keep throwing Maleth under the bus. They basically contracted Maleth to run an operation they were never able going to fully fulfill, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a businessman. What do I know? I know that. Maybe P&O should employ me. Carol, the crew and princess are amazing. I'm with you on Royal Class ships. It's so busy on the piazza. Yeah, hard to get a drink. I agree. I think I like the older princess ships, although I'm very excited to try out Sun Princess and Star Princess at some point. Congratulations on 21K. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. 50,000 by August. Robert, blimmin' heck, Robert, you're going to need to do a little bit of marketing for me, therefore. That's a lot of people. That was high, wasn't it? Joe, just want to say thank you for all your Patreon content. There you are. Joe is a patron. You're very generous with all your posts, and it's well worth the money. You see, I try not to talk about Patreon too much because it's like plug, plug, plug. Joe has done it for me. Thank you, Joe. Actually, we have a patron-only meet in Southampton at the end of March, which I'm really looking forward to. Tier 4 people have all just had their postcards sent off as well from the Caribbean. So it's all nice. And we've got a lovely community. You can actually join patreon.com/travelblogjamie and not pay any money. There's a free aspect to it, but you just won't be able to see all of the posts. But you could check it out if you wanted to. Matt's talking to Lynn. I love it when you talk to each other. Ryan loves it. What do you love, Ryan? Budget with Samantha. Me and my son love your vlogs. Thank you. I love you and your son. Bless you both. Carol, I got my leaner crease release from Home Bargains. Yes. Don't spray any of it on the floor. You're going to slip over and break your neck. Percy, it's either you or Coronation Street. I say no more. Oh, Percy, you've chosen me over Coronation Street. I believe they dropped out of the top 10 or something for Christmas viewings this year for the first time in a long time. I haven't watched it for many, many years. Tiggy Topaz, that's awesome name. Gary never looks that happy. Oh, I think Gary does look happy, and I think he's presenting facts. So if I were presenting facts to you, I probably wouldn't want to be smiling all the time. Otherwise, I might look a bit deranged. So I think he obviously does all the right things. He's the most celebrated, popular cruise vlogger in the world. He's doing something right, isn't he? Lynn, where do you buy your clothing? Decrease. Oh, we've had that conversation. Rudy, I like your pajama. It's not pajama. Are you talking to me? It's not pajama. This is one of my nice sweaters. Have you been on Virgin Cruises? Yeah, I've answered that one. Are they mainly for under 40? Well, no, because I'm over 40. It was great. I loved it. It was a real range of ages, actually. Loved the vibe. Really fresh, very different. I like the entertainment, and I'm fussy with entertainment. It was just different enough to really engage me. Food was good. I've said many times, I love the outdoor deck spaces as well, but I wish the pool were bigger. You can literally do 3 strokes and you're done. Swimming strokes, you filthy lot. Honestly, God, people are still talking about crease release. I love it. Paul, I'm new to this. Can't comment on iPad, but can comment on iPhone. Keep up the case with Pinot. I bloody will, and I know Matthew will as well. I'm running out of time, folks. I'm trying to get through all of your questions frantically. What did I think of the TUI riverboat? Love, love, love river cruising and the TUI boats. Lovely, good quality and good value. We are going back on one this coming Christmas. I can say that now because it's 2024. We are sailing the Rhine over Christmas itself. It's going to be awesome. River cruising, actually, I think suits Matthew more than pretty much any other cruise we've done. And he's also a big fan of Fred Olsen because it's calm. There are no lines. The food is great as well, which is exactly what Matthew loves. And I'm happy because they got a bloody big pool and it's heated, plus retractable roof. What more could I ask for? I'm going to wrap up in 2 minutes, my darlings, okay? Please keep those likes and thumbs up coming, though. Andrea, I cruised with Fred on Borealis this weekend for the first time, just to taste from Liverpool to Southampton. No stowaways allowed. Oh, God, I wish. I love the fact, though, Andrea, that Fred do these repositioning cruises and shorter cruises. Some of the other lines do far fewer of those now, which I think is a mistake. I understand it's a lot more work for the crew, having said that. I think Fred are really good at doing that. I've done a repositioning with them. I just loved it. Elizabeth Donald says, you look so good. Love it. Oh, Elizabeth, DM me later, my darling. Jolly Jules. Jake, thanks for your Angelo's. Who's Jake? Angelo's pizza recommendation in New York. I did recommend that. Oh, you went there last week? Oh my God. Matthew and I agree that Angelo's Pizzeria, not too far from Central Park, is the best pizza we have ever had, closely followed by Pizzeria Ghetto in Civitavecchia, Italy. My God, it's amazing. Jolly Jules, I'm so pleased you enjoyed it, but just so you're aware, it's not travel blog Jake, although I do like the name Jake. I think I'll make a good Jake. God bless you. I'm really pleased you enjoyed it. Thank God for that. I always like relieved when someone takes on board my recommendation and actually enjoys it. Tom Baker, what are your plans for Canaries cruise? I'm actually trekking the volcano. I think I've got a dolphin and whale watch tour at some point. We'll be eating lots of tapas. When we go to Madeira, we always do the same thing. We walk the promenade, we take the cable car up. There's a beautiful little cafe perched on the top of the mountain. And then we'll take the little carts down, halfway down. We'll do a bit of walking. We'll have a bit of lunch, a bit of As Your Father, you know, all that sort of jazz. Love it. Jolly Jules, predictive text. Jamie, thank you, my darling. Hi, Chrissy. When did you get the new phone? Oh, God, is it an iPhone 12? Oh, I thought it was 13. It's a 12. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what kind of phone I've got. No, I haven't upgraded. And even upgrading to a 13 is not really an upgrade anymore, is it? It's a 12. Thank you, Chrissy. Chrissy knows more about my life than I do, and she keeps me on my toes and reminds me of all the important things. So I appreciate that, Chrissy. Thank you. Are we still planning to move to smelly old Southampton? Yeah, hopefully. We live in quite a large estate block of flats, and we've had all the cladding done this year. It has taken forever, and we're still waiting for the safety certificate to come through. There's no way we'll be selling this place until that's all done, as you can imagine, and at cost as well. So the answer is yes, still want to move there. It's not going to happen yet, though. Neil, if you were the boss of your own cruise line, what would you do unique to every other cruise line out there? I would be really transparent with my customers. I would be open. I would be honest. I would put myself in their shoes and probably hemorrhage money as a result. Tony Newham says, ambition. Tony, have you only just joined in, my love? Listen, I can't believe I haven't answered all your questions again. There's so many, which is awesome. I will read through them, I promise you. Oh gosh, someone else just said they signed up to tier 4 patron yesterday. Sarah. Yeah, your postcard isn't this month's, my darling, it's next month's. Okay. I bought those back in December on my cruise, but you have plenty to look forward to. You do. Okay, thank you all for being here as always. I love your support. I love you. We'll keep fighting the good fight, won't we now? And of course, I will keep you up to date. I'm going to see you next Monday as always. I always book my cruises directly. I'm just going to say that now. I just saw that come through. I'm a control freak. I cannot have anyone else tampering, meddling, fingering my cruises. It's me who does all of that. I don't like it, and I've never actually had much of a discount via a third party, if I'm honest with you. It's never warranted me going through someone else, so I do it myself. Listen, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your evening. Thanks for sharing it with me so far. I'm still perfectly sober after a few little shots. Just warmed me up a little bit, didn't it? Yeah, power to the people. I'll see you online through the week. Don't forget, Wednesday, I've got my first part of our Caribbean cruise on Avia for you to watch, and hopefully it's joyous. It also includes Christmas Eve and Christmas Day on board. Waking Matthew up on Christmas Day morning is fun. You'll enjoy that. And then on Saturday, the second part. Hurrah! I'll see you all online and next Monday. Take care for now, my darlings. Love to you all. Mwah.